Based on any project you are executing, you need to know the type of what plants or equipment or tools that you need in order to facilitate or in order to complete the project. That is why we do resources on labor, resources on material, resources on plant and equipment. Okay. Greetings to you all viewers. My name is College from OBI Technical Training Center. That's OBI TTC. Yes, today I come your way again to share with you an important idea about quantity surveying. Please, can you subscribe to our channel and watch more videos, more episodes are yet to come. Yes, so today we are going to do introduction to quantity surveying. I have some relevant subtopics over here that I'm going to explain to you. Okay, thank you. Please watch. So let's start. Yes, so when we talk about who a quantity surveyor is, then we're talking about what a professional who admits or manage or control costs within what a construction project. That is what we call a quantity surveyor. So the person is able to do basic analysis based on what material, plant, or labor schedule that is needed for the construction project. Why do we go or do we do this? We need to purchase materials and we need to know the quantity of material we need for a particular construction project. And based on that, how do we do it? We derive all those quantities based on what the specification or the drawing that is being given to us. Yes, and you also need to know the quality of labor or the quantity of labor that is needed in order to also do the work. And based on that, will depend on what? On the work schedule, the time it will take for the project to finish, and the number of people that is needed for a particular work rate. And when we talk about the plants and equipment, based on any project you are executing, you need to know the type of what plants or equipment or tools that you need in order to facilitate or in order to complete the project. That is why we do resources on labor, resources on material, resources on plant and equipment. So now we know who a quantity surveyor is. So the quantity surveyor manages what the resources, that is the labor resource, the material resource, and what the plant and equipment resource. We do this thing in order to manage the construction processes for the client to save more and not to bear costs. Now let's go on looking at the importance of what a quantity surveyor. If you have a quantity surveyor on your building project or a construction project, the person is able to help you to minimize cost and waste based on material, based on labor, and based on plants and equipment. Why do we say that? Sometimes we go in purchasing for particular type of material, and that particular type of material is not the right material recommended for the work, or it's not the right material in the quantity, the required quantity for the work. So when you have a quantity surveyor, the quantity surveyor can be able to determine that, okay, per this project or per this work that is going to be executed, we need this type of material, this quantity of material, this quality of material with the support of what? Of the engineer. Yes, in terms of labor too, the quantity surveyor is able to determine that the group of labor or the gang that is needed particularly to execute this type of trade work in the construction project. And when we come to the plants and equipment too, with the plants and equipment, the quantity surveyor is able to determine that, okay, we need this plant to do this work, and this plant will take this number of days, this number of weeks, this number of months on the site. So based on that, the quantity surveyor is able to do the approximate estimate to know how long the machine or the plant or the equipment will be on the site to work and how expensive the machine is going to be. So we do all this analysis and we're able to determine that whether the machine is going to be high or is going to be purchased. Yes, we also have to know this in order to save what cost in the construction industry. So that is why we need a quantity surveyor in it. And the quantity surveyor also manage the construction from the beginning stage, the end stage, every trade section or every level of the construction project. The quantity surveyor is needed over there to manage it. So in the nutshell, the importance of a quantity surveyor is about project management. It's about managing the project in order to save costs and not to bear costs to the client. Now let's go on looking at some stages in construction projects. Before a construction will begin, we have what we call pre-construction processes and we have what we call post-construction processes. When we talk about pre-construction processes, what are some of the items that we talk about? Now, first, let's explain what a pre-construction process is. This is a process whereby activities are being commenced, which is not part of the main work to be done. Example, let's say preparation of tender documents, architectural works, meetings in order to organize who the contract will be given to and how the contract will be started and all those kind of things. All these things falls under what? Under pre-construction processes. So before a client comes out and says that, oh, You are the quantity surveyor. I want to build. So what do I do? How do you advise me? The quantity surveyor will say that, okay, then we need to design the building, the required building that you need. Then that means we need the presence of an architect in it for the design stage to be done. After the design stage, the quantity surveyor will sit and do a price estimated cost for the entire project. Then we'll be able to know how much the project will cost. Yes, then from there, we invite other contractors to also tender for the project. And in the tendering of the project, every contractor will bring their price, and that price will be related to what the quantity surveyor or the private consultant has prepared, in order for you to know whether the contractor bringing the project has over budget or has under budget. So you realize that the quantity surveyor in the construction industry guides the client or guides the consultant or any other person who is taking the project in order to save costs and to choose a right contractor for the right work. So now, from the pre-construction process stage, we go to the post-construction process. When we talk about the post-construction process, these are activities that commences after the contract has been given out to a selected contractor. And some activities that takes place is setting out of building works, excavation works, and concrete works and all those kind of things. So per the bill that is prepared that the contractor is using, per every stage, any amount that is there per the trade work, the contractor will be able to know that, okay, with this is what my keyword says that for the concrete works that I'm going to cast in the foundation, is going to cost me this. Okay, I have my main bill, I have my profits and overheads, I have my contingencies and other things in it. So with this, I'm able to do the work, and this is the profit that I'm making out of it. So it gives a breakdown of all the work items so that the contractor will know what to do. That is under the post-contract stage. That is where a contractor employs a quantity surveyor to manage the resources on site. Yes, so we have what we call a breakdown, that is preparing of material schedule, preparing of labor schedule, and preparing of plant and equipment. That's what we call the operational bill. The operational bill is in there to guide the contractor on how much he or she will spend in order to complete the project, and the profit margin the contractor is also getting at the end of it. So the operational bill gives you the detail of the material needed for the project. So for instance, I want to cast a foundation concrete, and it's estimated that, okay, I'm going to use 40 bags of cement to cast the foundation concrete. So the quantity surveyor has sat down and done the calculation and been able to extract the material resources from the bill and be able to tell the contractor that, okay, this is what I need to cast the foundation concrete. So we purchase the 40 bags of cement, including some waste and allowances. We have our fine aggregate, we have our coarse aggregate. This forms a mixture to cast the concrete in the foundation. So after the casting of concrete in that stage, we mark up related to the operational bill and the main bill and see whether there is a loss or there is a profit, or the contractor has broken even. And we know that every contractor is in there to make profits. If not to make profit, than to break even, than to lose. Because every company doesn't come in the system or in the industry to lose when they are executing on construction projects. So it's advisable that the quantity surveyor is able to guide the contractor very well in order to execute the job and make the profit as required. So all these post-contract activities takes place. There are other sections that take place, that is from the consulting side. That is when we come to the breakdown of payments. That is the payment analysis method that have been there. That's the cash flow. So we know that, okay, per this stage, we need to mobilize the contractor with this amount of money. We've cut it into percentages. So maybe the first stage as the initial payment or the initial mobilization, we are giving the contractor 10% or 15% of the contract sum to start. And they are expecting the contractor to do the work up to a particular stage or percentage before the next mobilization is done. So the quantity surveyor will trade this thing and make sure that the contractor execute the work up to the percentage needed before the next payment is being done to the contractor to continue the works. So you realize that in the consulting side, the quantity surveyor protects the client or the consulting team so that the work can be executed successfully. And when it comes to the contractor side too, the contractor also have the quantity surveyor who also regulates the inflow of materials and the usage of materials to make sure that the contractor does not also lose out of the construction process. So the quantity surveyor over here is very necessary and very important, and is needed in the industry in order to facilitate and make sure that the project is finished successfully without a loss in the projects, and make sure also that the contractor or the client also save enough money or gain a lot of resources out of it at the end of the works. So viewers, today I'll bring it to the end by this various introduction that I've made about it. Next week or next time meeting, we are going to go more into it. See you again. Bye.